Today, I was reminded of a cliche, but it's very, very true. This saying is such a cliche, but it is so true, it's not even funny. You don't know what battle other people are fighting, whether it's other teachers, administrators, or specifically students. Every day when students are on their way into my classroom, I meet them in the hall and I say good morning or good afternoon to every single one of them. And the first few days, obviously you get some students who are very excited. They respond in kind. Hello, Mr. Cole. You get other ones who have red headphones on or earbuds in who don't hear you and just walk on by. And then you get others who purposely ignore you. Now we're into third 9 weeks, and I've built strong relationships with virtually all of my students at this point. Maybe a few I've not built that strong a relationship with, but most of them at this point, we have a good relationship. And I still greet them at the door every single day, good morning. And I have this one girl who who walks by every single morning. I say good morning, and she just smiles and walks on by. And it drives me nuts. I take it personally. That's some of the advice I would give you all. Don't take those things personally. It's her thing. The reason I'm laughing about it today is that today when I saw her in the halls, she smiled at me and acknowledged me, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "Good morning" back, and just chuckled and laughed and goes, "Don't take it personally. I don't say that to anybody." But we don't know the battles that other students are fighting. Give you another example. This one was far, far more serious. My goal, again, going back to that girl, my goal is by the end of the year to have her acknowledge me and say, "Good morning, Mr. Cole." But the again, it's not something I'm going to force. It's her deal. It's her thing, her call when she's ready to acknowledge me and say good morning. But a couple years ago, I had a student who was very, very upset about his grade. Walked up to me in the hall when the class transition was occurring. I always go out and do my hall duty. Walks up to me in the hall and starts getting in my face, starts yelling at me about his grade. I told him the grade is final. That's your grade. If you want to change it, do some more homework, pull up your test grades, or take accountability. He became more defensive, and finally, he was in my face enough to where I turned and walked away. And then he went ballistic, started screaming, cussing, looked like he was going to take a swing at me. This is no exaggeration. So I yell over to another teacher in the hall duty and I go, get security. And I told the student, I go, security's on their way. You have 5 seconds to vacate this hall and go find somewhere else on campus to be and go to whatever class you're supposed to be attending right now. And he left. Well, this was serious enough to where I brought it to the principal's attention and said, look, this student went ballistic, cussed me out, almost took a swing at me over a grade. And we dug into it. We called the student into the office. And as we really dug down deep with them. What it was is his father, in their household, a man is never to turn his back on anybody in the family or walk away, and that is a trigger for him. He was a he was triggered by the fact I turned my back to him. Obviously, he was out of line with all of the getting in my face about the grade, but when I turned my back to him, it triggered him to another level. Again, we would not have known that had we not called him into the office and really dug into it with him. And so after that meeting, I explained to him two things. One, any person can turn their back on you in society and walk away, and you cannot react like that. Obviously, I think you'll probably need additional counseling or help with that. And the second is I told him, and if a woman ever does that to you, don't even think about ever touching her. So we we identified the problem. I don't know that we solved the problem. You're not going to take 16 or 17 years of being taught never to turn your back on a person and fix it in one meeting. But we at least identified the problem by sitting down with the student and having a conversation. Again, the moral of the story is this: you don't know what battle each student in your class is fighting. Even if they have the biggest smile on their face, they could have a whole bunch of things going on in their head or at home. Keep that in mind. Well, have a great school year. Keep being heroes. Thanks for your time. Talk to you soon.